Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another match of the day, the fourth of the day, and the final match on day 2 of these competitions, featuring Kenya Prison Service ladies team against Kenya Pipeline, facing it off for the first time in this competition. Prisons Kenya lost their match yesterday. Pipeline won against DCI by 3-0. Nonetheless, Kenya Prisons secured a point after losing the match 3-2 against KCB. That is the introduction of the referees who will be officiating these matches, and the introduction of the players. Both sides are waiting the official introduction of each team. Will be taking this field to play these matches. Remember that this live broadcast is coming to you courtesy of the Trailblazers Volleyball Club. Also appreciating the Kenya Volleyball Federation Executive Committee for letting us stream these matches live so that you can enjoy the action right from the comfort of your home or office. Well, there we have it. The head coach, Kenya Prisons, Jos Baraza. Head coach, Kenya Pipeline, Gitao. There we have it. Kenya Pipeline taking the pitch. Looking forward to an interactive session. Of course, expecting a very entertaining match. Both teams being players who are well known, familiar foes. The libero Agrippina making her way into the pitch. The head coach Paul Gitao. And the match is just about to serve off. The first service going to the Oilers, Kenya Pipeline. Remember that Kenya Pipeline approached this match having secured a win against DCI, 3 points clear. They only lost 1 set to DCI. Should they win this match, they secure 3 points or 2 points, depending on the margins of the sets. Therefore, securing 3 more points or 2 points. Equally, Prisons are trying their very best to make an impact in this match. Approaching this match again with the hope of winning. Front lineup, and Loem, Lois Jepkoskei, Joy Lusenaka. Backcourt we have Lauren K, Pamela Masai Sai, and Pauline for Prisons Kenya. Again, Pipeline side, Pamela, Triza Tuka, and Lois Simiyu in the front court. The backcourt well defended by Agrippina Kundu, a regular in the national team, and one Rose Magoi, who is at the service court. We're really looking forward to an interactive session and a very, very interesting match here. Lois starting it off. It's an error in defense by Pamela Masai Sai. The other Pamela making the first point for Pipeline Kenya. Well, this match is very critical for both teams to determine whether whatever position they're going to finish or are hopefully securing a good position, therefore giving them a higher chance of participating in the Africa Club Championships. Remember that the Oilers became the first runners-up in the Africa Club Championship, with Triza Atuka, the assistant captain of the Malkia Strikers, getting the award of the best blocker. And Loem trying to get back after a nasty knee injury. Still lack of coordination. Very powerful hit there by Triza Atuka. Sandoi failing to make that retrieval. Pamela with the reception. Lois Zepkosgei. There's a touch on the hands. Of the pipeline line of block. Unfortunate, but indeed it's true. Lois with the service. Magoi. Another Lois with an attack towards another Lois. It's a very interesting development that most players on court share the first names. The same was happening when DCI was facing it off with the KCB, each team having a Mercy. One of them Mercy Iminza, the other one Mercy Moim. Another point for Prisons, equalizing the points at 3 each. The presence of the young Pauline for the Kenya Prison side, probably the youngest player on court. Still trying to make an impact. Pamela with that hit. It does land on court. Error in judgment on the part of Lois Jepkosgei. Was trying as much as she can to dodge that ball. Unfortunately, it did land on court. Pamela rose back to life. Not quite the performance we expected when the team faced it off with KCB yesterday. We hope to see a little bit more of her and some level of encouraging volleyball, seeing that she didn't put her best foot forward yesterday. Cyrus Murage nyuma ya KPC, Kawira Carol made the best team win. Cyrus Murage saying niko ndani ya gymnasium expecting to watch a beautiful game between the two great teams. Asante sana for showing up. Caleb Masinde anasema Prisons niko nyuma yenu. Stanley Kimanzi made the best team win. Keep your comments coming. Stanley Kimanzi is tuning live. We hope that this proves to be quite the interesting match that everyone anticipates. A simple spin by Pamela Masai. It seems to have touched, or rather gone outside the antenna, rolling that ball to be an ball that is out of play. Elizabeth Kasina wishing Prisons all the best. And an error in service by Kasaya. Pamela goes on to serve. We wait to see once again whether she will have corrected on the many errors that happened yesterday. Beautiful toss by Magoi. Beautifully executed by Pamela Odhiambo. Doing the exact opposite of what Pamela Masai has been doing. Well, both Pamelas playing in the outside hitter position. Yvonne Sinaida. Pauline trying to dunk that ball. Lois failing to make that point. Laureen. Pamela. Ball is still in play. Saved by Wanyama. And a block out by Laureen as she desperately tries to save that ball. Unfortunately, the antics of Atuka proving to be superior. Another service by Yvonne Sinaida. Alfred Riungu, we are watching Kenya volleyball on right track. Thank you, Emily Ahinga, Nikolaiv, Teddy Mwale, Florence. Pata salamu zangu nimezipokea kwa moyo mkujufu. And clearly, Teddy believes that kitawa ramba either way. Nobody quite writing off any team. Magoi with that dodge. Pamela picks it. Joy Lusenaka. Lois Kosgei. That blocked by Atuka. Landing off court. Giving a point to Kenya Prisons. A very tight score margin. Still in the early stages of the first set. Remember that this is the fourth and final match of the day. In the second day of the playoffs happening here at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Rose Magoi with that beautiful dodge. Earning a point. It is up to Joy Lusenaka to steer the team to victory. Not the best execution for Lois. Jepkosgei. Magoi gets yet another serve. Slowly pulling away from Kenya Prisons. Magoi with that serve. Pamela, an error in reception. Pauline, well picked by Kasaya. Beautiful set by Agrippina. Stopped by Anne Loem. It's a point. Great performance by Anne Loem. It's unfortunate that a nasty knee injury had to stop her momentum as she took part in an assignment for the Malkias. Pamela hitting the ball to Pamela. And Masai Sai in this case failing to retrieve that ball. Well set by Joy. And a futile attempt by Pauline to make that point. Probably trying to run away from the solid hands of Lois Simiu and Triza Atuka. Pamela Adhiambo at the service once again. KPC pulling away. Currently with a 4-point lead. Joy Lusenaka, Lois Jepkosgei, Agrippina. Will it be Pamela? Well, Elizabeth says no. Agrippina says no. And Kasaya delivers that much needed point. You have to give it to both liberos for their determination at saving and retrieving these difficult balls. Well, Jos Baraza, the coach, Kenya Prison Service, seeing the need to call a timeout. Victor Aguo requesting the TVC to have a football team so they can get a chance to see the matches live. We can only hope that we get to that point. The best coverage of volleyball in Africa, doing the best Trailblazers TV. Thumbs up to the cameraman and commentary. Thank you so much, Stanley Kimanzi, for that really encouraging comment. Pamela still serving. Pipeline still on the lead. 5 points ahead. It did fall on court. It's an ace. It's an ace that that error of judgment by Pamela Masaisai. Clearly, Pamela Adhiambo coming in strong for Pamela Masaisai. We wait to see whether she will recover from this merciless missiles from Pamela. Pamela once again, and Loem stopping her. Elizabeth Wanyama failing to pick that ball as Triza Tuka makes that awesome attack. Pamela still serving. Kenya Pipeline having almost 7 consecutive scores from the point that Pamela Adhiambo started serving. Well, there it is, and Loem breaking that scoring momentum. Lois Tarus serving for Prisons Kenya. Again, Triza Tuka is on fire, proving her worth as the assistant captain working under Massimo Im for the Malkia Strikers. Lutomia watching from NYS camp Chepsirei in Elgeyo Marakwet County with wishing Prisons Kenya all the best. Elizabeth Kasaina with God everything is possible indeed. If Ann Loem is back, amen, amen indeed. Great to see this brilliant player back on court. Pamela Masaisai, Pauline Kasaya, solid on the block, stopping Pauline right as she tries to make a pass across the net. Joan Muindi all the way from Kampala, may the best team win, formerly of Kenya Pipeline volleyball team. Felix Omboki supporting Kenya Pipeline, and Emily saying that Kenya volleyball is high. A timeout for, again, Kenya Prisons, just Baraza wanting to have that talk with the ladies. The scores margin not really looking promising, and wondering why they had to let these players have that margin. Again, in the game of volleyball, anything is possible. The fact that you have the lead and advantage of scores doesn't necessarily mean that you're poised to win. It's definitely an advantage, and that you can easily win. You can only lead from the front, but anything can happen. A change in the mindset, a change in the way of play of an opponent can actually change that. Kasaya with that classical finish seems to have gone out. She was really hoping to get a touch off of the hands of Ann Loem, Pamela Masaisai and Pauline. She goes on to serve, and in comes Loreen, who's featured recently in the Malkia Strikers volleyball team. To Pauline, and a serious solid block by Pamela Masaisai, stopping Lois. Well, a lack of coordination between Magoi and Yvonne Sinaida, sending that ball to the ground. Prisons trailing at 13, but steadily making points. Joy Lusenaka, Ann Loem setting that ball too close to the net. Lois almost messing that up. Kasaya, there we have it. Pauline managing to stop Kasaya. James Paul, you're watching from Kibwezi Sub-County Hospital, and wishing Kenya Pipeline all the best. Ruth Ruto citing that KPC is doing a great job. A timeout for the first time for KPC. Probably coach Paul Gitao sensing danger, the nature in which Kenya prisons are gaining points, a source of concern for the coach. And Loem with the service. Well served. Pamela picks it. Rose Magoy, Lois, Pauline. Agrippina picks it. Kasaya with that strong hit. It's out of play. A very hard hit nonetheless. Hopefully both teams put up a fight. That is the only way we can experience an entertaining match. A block formation by Kiei, resulting to that error, and Lorraine being quick to take blame for that. Lois Simiu on to the service. Pamela, Lorraine making that side up and cancelling the earlier mistake that she did. Lois Simiu is one of the fastest rising stars, making her debut in the Malkia Strikers side in the just concluded Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. Very promising player, powerful on her attacks and equally solid on her blocks. Truly a great future in store for her should she maintain the momentum. Pamela and Sandui, or Elizabeth having featured for Malkia Strikers for quite some time. Solid on that defense, backcourt defense line. Wavinya steps in for Joy Lusenaka. And equally, Pauline steps out. Coach Baraza wanting to change the lineup, having 3 attackers in front, which gives them the luxury of options, or rather the setter, the luxury of options on positions to set and being able to split those blocks. Service for KPA1 Kenya Pipeline, KPC, just a point shy of the set point mark, and indeed that comes in. Kasaya still serving. Very effective services from Kasaya. Nelta Media Kenya wishing Kenya Pipeline all the best. Kazi safi to Blazers TV. Emmanuel, greetings to Emmanuel. He's currently away on official duties, but thank you very much for your comment. And that's a wrap. Pamela Masaisai failing to finish that ball, and Kenya Pipeline securing the first set of this 4th and final match of the day. The Oilers cementing their authority and winning that set 25-16. Well, coming up in a short while at the first set statistics, there we can see Diana Hisa, a former player of center blocker actually of Kenya Prisons service, having a conversation with Laureen Kie. Also, Praxidi Sagala, a former captain of the national team and equally center blocker, trying to talk to the girls. We can also see the return of Meldina Sande, as well as Lydia Mayo, Jos Baraza trying to bank on experience to deliver that much needed win. Well, here we have the first set statistics. Kenya Pipeline taking it 25 against 16 points of Kenya Prison Service. Attacks 14 KPC, 10 Kenya Prisons. Blocks, we have each team having 2. Service Ace 4 for KPC, quite a number, against 0 for Kenya Prisons. Opponents era, KPC leading with 5 points, as well as 4 for Kenya Prison Service. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stay put as we will be returning with the start of the second set. And we're back with the start of the second set of this fourth and final match of the day, featuring Kenya Pipeline Company volleyball team against Kenya Prisons Service volleyball team. Atuka with that dodge, Elizabeth failing, or rather Sandui failing to retrieve it. KPC registering the first point of the set. Second set, first set went to Kenya Pipeline Company, 25 points against just 16 of Prisons. Pauline, beautiful attack, well picked by Kasaya, and Pamela registering that point. KPC taking an early lead, having 2 points ahead of. And there we have it, Lorraine giving Prisons the first point of the set. Lois Debkosgei with that serve. Lois once again defending it. Pamela. It's a point as Pamela Adhiambo fails to retrieve that ball. Isaac Wandera watching live from Mombasa County 001. Very clear. Thank you, Blazers. Thank you for tuning in. There's a net touch, an error on the net. Pamela still yet to bring her A game in these competitions. She will need much more if she's going to make any form of impact moving forward. Pauline stopped by Kasaya and Atuka. Solid blocks and experienced hands right there. Well, it's 4 points for KPC and 2 for Prisons Kenya. We were really hoping for. There we have it. Atuka failing to stop Loreen as she attacks. Loreen has been on the rise from the start of these championships yesterday. She has really been consistent in how she plays. Atuka again. It goes out of play. Much to her disappointment once again. 2 consecutive errors as Prisons equalize at 4 points each. Agrippina with that pick. Atuka, Kasaya, Magoi being really a bit too slow in penetrating from the backcourt to go and set that ball. Prisons Kenya taking the lead for the first time. Will they maintain it? We wait to see. Kundu with that pick. Kasaya hitting that ball out of court. There was no touch on the hands. Blocking. Making it 6. Prisons Kenya, KPC 4. Lorraine still serving. Agrippina with that pick. Lorraine. Again. Lorraine. Finding it difficult to pick that ball. That powerful attack by Lois Simiyu. Teresa Atuka goes on to serve. She really garnered a lot of points through her service yesterday as they faced it off with DCI. Lois Jepkoskei with that reception. Pamela Masaisai, it's a point. Yvonne Snyder, that error in blocking. Well, there we have it. Pauline with that serve. Lois Simiyu goes on to serve. Pamela Adhiambo today really consistent in her attacks. Not quite the case yesterday as they faced their opponents DCI. Pamela Masaisai, a repetition of the constant hits out of court. Wishing that there would be better performance on her part. Unfortunately, that's the case. This time round, she manages to drill that ball on the hands of Agrippina Kundu, who fails to make that pick. The service by Pamela once again giving a point to Prisons Kenya. Slowly but surely gearing on and putting up a fight, maintaining the 2-point lead so far. They will require much more if they are going to secure this match. Again, another point. Prisons Kenya 10, KPC 7. If they take this set, then clearly they will be. Pamela rising up to the occasion once again.
We have other members who are going to
Kasaya with a beautiful serve. Loem trying to kill it. Pamela once again. Powerful hits. As is her norm. As is what she is known for. Naomi James is watching live from Makongeni Pika. Thank you so much, Naomi, for joining us. We really, really appreciate your time. Kasaya making another ace for Prisons, for Pipeline Kenya. And indeed, bridging that gap to 10 points each. Pamela picks it. Joy Lusenaka. Lois Jepkosgei. Lois Simiyu picks it. Pamela Adhiambo getting that point. The excitement, probably recognizing the fact that that was just fate. It was almost getting out of hand, and the net came to the rescue. The ball goes out of play. Kasaya making an error in service. 11 apiece. Both teams tied for a better part of this set. And another error in service. And Loem immediately regretting her actions, walking out, and in comes Elizabeth Wanyama, former left player, and who has since been converted into the libero position. Very interesting that she fit in quite well to the point of representing this wonderful nation at the national team. Lois Jepkosgei making that kill, sending Joy Lusenaka to serve. Well picked by Lois. Pamela hitting that ball from a very high point, equally celebrating that point. Lorraine failing to make that kill. And Pauline hitting that ball off of the hands of Lois Simiyu. Well picked. Well set. Lois Simiyu giving a response to Pauline, who had earlier on done the very same thing to her. Pamela goes on to serve. Humphrey Cheren, asante sana for tuning in live from the Nairobi West prisons. Not the best set. Lorraine trying well to make a point. Pamela Kasaya giving her best to save that ball. However, it would be Pamela Masaisai who secures that point for Prisons Kenya. But the score's still at a tie, 14-14. Pamela picks it. Kasaya, Loem failing to make that block. Both teams having a rich basket of players who've featured for the national team. And based on the performance currently of the Malkia strikers, it can only show that we have a very rich basket of talented players in the country. Pamela hits it out of court. Is it the timing? Is it the amount of energy that she puts behind that ball? Could it be that she really hasn't mastered her best level of jump in order to give points? Loem again hitting it out of court. KPC broadening that margin to 17-14, meaning that they actually gained 4 consecutive points back to back. Joan Chelagat coming in place of Anne Loem. Triza Tuka with that service. Lois Tipkosgei picking it. Pamela hitting it on the net. She seems to not quite know what to do. You can see the disappointment and exhaustion on her face. Really wanting to do better, but unfortunately not being able to. A couple of players right there. Ekaru, who's currently on leave, a maternity leave, coming on to support her counterparts. Faith Imodia at the bench. Metrin Wabuire also as a reserve, waiting to get a chance to play. Also important to note that a couple of Kenya pipeline players have featured for international stints. Veronica Adhiambo, as well as Noel Murambi, and also Makuto Violet, who are missing in action. Pamela making that point, though not as strong, but a point nonetheless. Well, Ivy Enane makes an observation that Pamela Masaisai in this case has a lot of errors. An attempt in making a substitution requiring Lydia Mayo to step on court has been denied by the referee. And that error by the coach, clearly there was an excess of players on court. Probably Lydia Mayo getting in before the referee allowed it and costing them that point. Pauline with that set. Lois spins it over. Agrippina. Magoi does it again. The unsuspecting Joan Chelagat failing to stop that attempt at dodging that ball. Emmanuel Busenei anasema may the best team win. Watching from a campus. And a point once again. The team really discouraged Kenya Prisons by Pamela's numerous errors, despite the fact that Joy Lusenaka has entrusted her with those balls. And a timeout that is necessary called by Jos Baraza, insisting that this is really not what they ought to do. A possibility of Meldina Sunday making her debut back on court after a period or a period of time that she took to go on maternity leave. We can wait to see whether she will up the game and do better than Pamela Masaisai. There it goes. The substitute Pamela going out. In comes Meldina Sunday. Also a fast rising left player. Again, the scores are KPC 21, Prisons Kenya 15. There is it. It is not quite what she wanted, and there it is. That is a boost of morale for Mildina Sunday having come in and registered a point for the side. Magoi not really reaching up well enough to make that block defense. Prisons Kenya 16, Kenya Pipeline Company 21. Are we anticipating a comeback? We wait to see. There we have it. Magoi again trying her antics. They are stopped by Joan Chelagat, one of also the senior players in the team. Pauline steps out. Yvonne Wavinya, who has currently become very, very good at playing beach volleyball, comes in to play the opposite. There we have it. Pamela Adiambo, powerful hit, very strong hit. KPC in the lead, 22 points, 17. Prisons Kenya, an improvement for Prisons Kenya by just a point from the registered results in the first set. 18-22. Joan Chelagat goes on to serve. Is this the best outfit for Prisons Kenya to make a comeback? Agrippina with that reception. Pamela. There we have it. Lorraine stopping that hit from Pamela. Joan Chelagat making that serve. Well picked by Kasaya. Yvonne stopped by the hands of Lorraine and Lois Jepkuskei. 20 KP Kenya Prisons. 22 Kenya Pipeline. Once again, thank you so much for making time to join us. Remember, we're coming to you live from the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani Indoor Arena. This action is happening live and direct. Well, if you're on your way coming, this is the second set. KPC is leading 22, Prisons Kenya trailing 20. KPC having secured the first set of the match. This is the last match of the day. We are excited about the climax of this event happening tomorrow, with Prisons Kenya facing it off with DCI and Pipeline meeting KCB, trying to seek payback for the thrashing that Pipeline received during the last leg of the league from Kenya Commercial Bank. And another substitution. In comes Naomi Tor, out goes Yvonne Snyder, and in comes jersey number 12, out goes Rose Magoi. The tactical services of Naomi Tor. Lois to that attack, and a solid block by Atuka, sending the Oilers through to the set point. Lydia is one, assisting Atuka in that. An error in setting. Atuka puts it high. Pamela is stopped. The ball is still in play. An early celebration by Yvonne Wavinya, or rather Lorraine Kiai. The whistle goes up, and it's a double contact error. The substitution happening once again. And Magoy is back on court again. Prisons giving their all. That ball was out of court. And thank goodness that it was saved. That attack, well, if it would have been a point for the Pipeline Company, Medina Sunday would have really felt disappointed. An error interception. And another error, major error by Loreen, attempting to dunk that ball on the Pipeline side. And unfortunately doing it on Kenya Prison's side. Well, there it is. Paul Gitao, the smile on his face, happy that they were able to secure that set. Well, if Kenya Pipeline, or rather Kenya Prisons, can start the set with the same lineup that has just finished, we are foreseeing some promising results. Once again, as we experience this fourth and last match of the day, the scores stand at 2 sets for Kenya Pipeline, none for Prisons Kenya. Prisons Kenya coming back from behind to try and reclaim the second set, and fortunately losing it 25-23 and securing Pipeline Kenya 2 sets. We will be bringing to you the statistics for the second set as we prepare to start the third set. There we have it. Points: Kenya Pipeline 25, Kenya Prisons 23. Attacks 13 for KPC, 15 for Prisons. Blocks, we're having 4 for KPC and none for Kenya Prisons. Service ace, 1 apiece. Opponent's error, again they tie at 7 apiece. Quite an entertaining second set of this match. Should Pipeline Kenya take this set, then they secure the 3 points. Should Kenya Prisons take this set, then they still are up for fighting for a win. Thanks for joining us. Keep it locked for the fourth set. This is the fourth day, or rather the second match day, and the fourth match of the day. KDF earlier on humbled by Prisons Kenya 3-0. KPA humbling GSU 3-0. DCI taking the loss against KCB 3-0. Kenya Prisons currently trailing, with Kenya Pipeline taking the first 2 sets. We will be back with the start of the third set. There we have it. The third set starts off. Atuka stopping Loreen with the 1-man block. Magoy goes on to serve once again. And that's the serve. Meldina picks it. Joy Lusenaka Lois Kosgei making that point, with Pamela failing to make a successful block. Well, Joy was a bit too quick to go to serve. Lois serving. Lois throws. Agrippina picks it. Atuka failing to make that point once again. And another service by Lois Tarus, taking Prisons. Pamela hitting that ball out of play. Again, Prisons Kenya on the lead, 2 points ahead. There we go, Lois. Atuka. Sandui picking it, not so accurately. Lois Tarus failing to save that ball. And once again, KPC goes on to serve. Pamela with that service. Elizabeth with that dig. Agrippina has to be Kasaya, saved by the net. Meldina passing that not so good set from Joy Lusenaka. Magoi, Pamela dodging it. Both teams trying all they can to keep this ball flying. Pamela, it's out. There is no touch on that ball. Prisons Kenya 4 rather. KPC 2. There we have it. Lois Simiu. It's a point. Actually, it was a hit out of court, but an error on the net, giving that point to KPC. And there we have it. Joy Lusenaka changing the trajectory of that ball. Lois once again, powerful hit. She manages to pick her own rebound. Wavinya, it's a point. It's a point. Prisons stubborn to maintain the lead. Rather pumped up side we are seeing for the first time in this match. There was some confusion in the earlier 2 sets. Lack of coordination. And not the best of attacks. Goes out of play. Still, Prisons Kenya fighting with everything they have. Yvonne Wavinya with that serve. Successful serve. Magoi, Pamela, Sandui. Solid on the backcourt. Joy picks it, Sandui sets it. Meldina Sande. An easy job for Agrippina. Still Lois fighting. And Meldina killing it. Unfortunately, Magoi has the disadvantage of height. She really did not manage to get to that ball well before the huge structure that is Meldina Sande. Yvonne with the service. Well picked. Lois once again stopped by John Chelagat. And Prisons literally roaring back to life. Again, that change by Jos Baraza proving to be successful. Timeout by Kenya Pipeline. Paul Gitao trying all he can to make sure that this is indeed the last set of the match. Prisons Kenya are a very, very dangerous side. Sunday is indeed a fighter, and indeed her presence in the court has really changed the game. Those are the sentiments of Enane Ivy. Samuel Mokai is watching from Committee Prisons, citing that Meldina Sunday. Another very costly error by Meldina. Well, expected to do better, but unfortunately that error occurred. They still are in the lead, 4 points ahead. They should try as much as possible to maintain that lead if they are going to stand a chance at winning this match. Well set, Joy Lusenaka. Again, there it is. Kasaya, Meldina. Ooh, indeed. Kasaya seems to have attacked that ball and touched the net in the process. It would have been really, really, really unfortunate should it be a player from Kenya Prisons touching the net. Keeping in mind that there was a solid retrieval of that ball in the backcourt. Again, Wavinya, Lois, and that block stopping Lois, who is really disappointed by that. Kasaya goes on to serve, and the substitution happening. Kasaya stepping out. There's an introduction of Daisy Jepkorir, another youth, or rather young player. Equally, another attempt for substituting and getting out Lois. Unfortunately, the referee does not allow it. Still, KPC trailing by 5 points. Kenya Prisons 9. Lois picking it. Chela Jelagat. Pamela. Chela. Joy trying. Meldina. Lois. It's a point by Lois Jepkosgei. Prison side are on fire. Clearly putting up a fight as was expected from the beginning of this match. Again, Loreen failing to block that ball. A lack of coordination in the formation of that block. There seems to have been a gap between the hands of Joy Lusenaka and Loreen. And Prisons still collecting as many points as they can. 5 points ahead. Really psyched up. We might be seeing a case where Prisons take this match. Jepkorir receiving it not so well. Pamela hits it out of court, sending the ball out of play. Prisons 12. 6 points ahead. KPC trailing at 6. Mokaya unasema kesho utakuwa hapa live in Kasarani as we are going to shine on GSU. Karibu sana Mokaya. Elizabeth asking Prisons not to give up. Everything is possible, and indeed it is possible, basing on the major improvement we are seeing here. Loreen with that solid block. A substitution. In comes Faith Imodia. Out goes Rose Magoi, the skipper for the side. The service by Joy Lusanaka. Imodia. Atuka Triza. Sending it out of play, off the hands of Lois Taros. Imodia goes on to serve. Wavinya picks it up, not so good. Joy making that fake. And Pamela expecting Triza Atuka to stop it. Triza Atuka expecting Pamela to pick it. That confusion resulting into a point for Prisons Kenya. Prisons still leading at 14. KPC trailing at half point. 7 points. Imodia. What a fight. What a fight by the Prisons officer. Still it's unfortunately that pancake did not bear any fruits. Still, Prisons enjoying the comfort of a very big margin. And Wavinya again getting a point from Kenya Pipeline. Cornelia Suma, we will be sharing with you the fixtures for tomorrow's matches, but being the last day of the competitions, we expect the General Service Unit to face it off with Kenya Prison Service, a very much anticipated match, as well as KPA, who pulled a surprise on GSU today, facing it off with the Kenya Defence Forces. For the ladies' side, Pipeline will be seeing it off with the Kenya Commercial Bank. The ladies, who are the Prisons Queens, will be facing off DCI. Lois hitting that ball strongly on the ground. Like I said, we will be sharing with you the arrangement of matches, but those are the matches that are going to be played, of course, starting from 10 a.m. tomorrow. Try as much as you can to make your way to the Mo International Sports Center to witness these exciting events. Prisons seem to have discovered their winning formula, judging by the fact that Lois fighting a save by Meldina. Faith Imodia, Lois in that major error there. Indeed, Richard, volleyball can change. It's never over until it's over. Things change every day. In comes Kenya Pipelines Sally Sikutwa. Trying to serve and salvage this set. Pipeline currently trailing by 5 points. Prisons at 16, KPC 11. KPC already have secured 2 sets. Not so well received, Wavinya, and it's stopped by the newbies on court. Lydia is 1 and 1 Daisy Jepkorir. Another serve that is well received by Lois Tarus. Joan Chelagat hitting it out of play. KPC steadily garnering the points, reducing that margin from literally 5 points to just 3. Joy listening to the assistant coach there, Coach Azenga Mavisi. Jos Baraza insisting on the need to maintain. A winning stick. Kenya Pipeline determined to make an improvement on that score margin. They picked this set. The coach insisting that they give it their all, since by picking this they will have secured the match. Brilliant performance. Meldina, I can only wonder how much more she would have done had she come in during the match against Kenya Commercial Bank yesterday. Valentine is happy to see Daisy Jepkorir cheering on the youngster. Sandui solid on the backcourt defense. And Meldina's attempt at saving that dodge by Faith Imodia proving to be futile. Shadrach referring to the match tomorrow between GSU and Kenya Prisons, that GSU will be picking that match. Well, we wait to see that. A beautiful set. The dodge easily picked by Lois, carving on to attack that ball from the opposite position. A very smart move. And indeed it has resulted into getting a point for Prisons Kenya. Shadrach Kirui, we wait to see the results of that match. Prisons Kenya has been unbeaten from the beginning of this competition, humbling KPA 3-0 yesterday, and an equal result for Kenya Defence Forces today. However, General Service Unit conceded a set to KDF and was humbled by KPA 3-0 today. Like we said, anything is possible. Volleyball is a game of chance. You wake up on the right side, you win. You don't, you lose. Kenya Prisons a point shy away from stepping onto the 20-point mark. And a serve by Joy Lusenaka. Atuka arrested literally by Laureen. Laureen really consistent in how she has been playing. KPC failing to pick that rebound. This is a totally different outfit. Another failure in blocking by Laureen, cancelling the initial block that she just had against Triza Atuka. KPC trailing 4 points. Prisons at the 20-point mark. Faith Modia, Meldina picking. It's a dig from Joy. Agrippina giving all she has. Well, that ball seems to have gone outside. The set going too far, making it impossible for Pamela to make that kill. Another point. Kenya Prisons 22. KPC 16. Loreen on fire today. Gitao Paul calling that timeout. Prisons, a major improvement by Prisons. The youngsters doing wonderful on court. It will be really interesting to see Kenya Pipeline making a comeback from the scores margin. Nonetheless, Prisons, from the momentum, from the way the number of scores they have been accumulating so far, really seem to be best placed to pick this set. Pamela, Loreen once again failing to stop Pamela. Pamela going to serve for Kenya Pipeline. Another change. Naomi Tao walks in to serve. And the fans for Kenya Prisons having been brought back to life. And a simple touch of the ball by Loreen. After that not so perfect set by Joy Lusenaka, giving Prisons Kenya another point and just 2 points shy of taking this set. Gripina still in play. Meldina, it's a point. It's a point. The hands of Triza Atuka not good enough to stop the powerful attack from Meldina Sunday. And it's a set point for the Prisons Queens, standing at 24 against KPC's 17. And Lois with that very powerful hit. Atuka with service. Will it be sufficient to... Wavinya, a very quick hit, precisely on the line. And it's a set for Prisons Kenya, who have since roared back to life. Wonderful performance by the Prisons Queens. Washu. Diana Hissa is among the technical bench. Yes, for Kenya Prisons, Washu is one of the longest serving Kenya Prisons setters. Also one of the longest serving Malkia Strikers setters. Thank you for tuning in, Washu. Wondering whether Diana, a former player of the same, is on the technical bench. Well, those are the results so far for the first 3 sets. Pipeline taking the first 2 sets, 25-16, 25-23. Prisons roaring back to life and taking the third set, 25-18. Kumbuka kwamba matangazo haya yanakuja moja kwa moja kutoka kwa uga wa Moi International Sports Center Kasarani. Iwapo ungependa kujionea mechi hizi, tungeomba kwamba uje katika uga huu na utaweza kupata nafasi ya kuangalia mechi hizi moja kwa moja. Iwapo hutaweza kufika katika uga huu, tuko hapa kama Trailblazers tukiwaletea mechi hizi katika mitandao yetu ya YouTube na Facebook kwenye Trailblazers Volleyball Club Facebook page. And those are the points for the third set. 25 points against 18 of Kenya Prisons. Attacks 15 for Kenya Pipeline, 14 Kenya Prisons. Blocks 1 for Kenya Pipeline, 14 Kenya Prisons. Service ace none for each opponent's error, 2 KPC, 7 Kenya Prisons service. We will be back with the start of the fourth set. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the start of the fourth set of this fourth and final match of the day, featuring Kenya Prison Service against Kenya Pipeline Company. Ladies teams, Prisons Kenya roaring back to life and taking the third set. Good start for Pipeline Kenya with that first point by Leonida Kasaya. Kenya Pipeline had earlier on taken the first 2 sets and were really hoping that the just concluded set would be the last of the match, and Kenya Prisons deciding that no, that would not happen. We might be looking at a 5-setter basing on how pumped up and psyched up the Prisons girls are. Again, anything is possible in the game of volleyball. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for making time to engage us on our social media platforms. Trailblazers Volleyball Club YouTube page. And Paolo Nyango is saying there's a great improvement from the Prisons ladies, especially on service. Indeed, a major improvement. Pamela resulting to dodge that ball. Laureen, an unexpected dodge by Laureen. Elizabeth Casina says that she knew that the Prisons team would not surrender. Jafeth Ngujiri insisting that anything is possible, referring to the Prisons side. Currently, Prisons leading 4 points to just 1 of KPC. Another dodge. Joy Lusenaka failing to pick it. Laureen trying to talk to Joy Lusenaka and insisting on the importance of gaining every single point that they can. Pamela Adhiambo at the service. Lois Tarus, Wavinya. It's a block out by Leonida and Teresa. Yvonne Emmanuel saying that he hopes that the Prisons Queens pull a comeback. Laureen is playing really, really well. Mokaya, no, Washu is not on court. Washu is away on professional duties. Kennedy Prisons, the volleyball powerhouse. And Alfred saying that I salute Blazers TV. There seems to be some disconnect in the officiating of the first referee, who still insists that that point belongs to Kenya Pipeline, much to the disappointment of the Kenya Prisons fans. A good attack by Lois Tarus, though it goes out of play. KPC since managing to pick up and gain those points. There we have it. Magoi Kasaya dismantling the blocks of Joanne Chelagat. Both teams at par with 5 points each. It's going to take a lot of effort. Pamela picks it. Atuka sets it. It's a simple dig by Elizabeth. And Wavinya is on fire with those massive hits onto the line. Any attempt at blocking her will send that ball flying out of court. This is turning out to be really interesting. And the lack of communication between Sandui and Joy Lusenaka. Both players well trained to set those balls. And Lois with the service. Meldina with that pick. Joy attempting to dodge. Kasaya stopped by Joanne Chelagat. Really, experience is paying off for the girls, otherwise referred to as the Prisons Queens. Really playing like the Prisons Queens they are. There we have it. And an error in handling. The referee is silent. The fans are up on their feet. And a challenge by the captain to the referee about the manner in which that ball was handled. The first referee choosing not to penalize that fault in handling. We had been seeing a lot of that. We had been seeing a lot of penalizing on such handling of balls. It's quite surprising to see that that point was not awarded to Prisons Kenya. Both teams at par with 7 points each. If this works against Prisons and affecting their momentum, clearly looking disappointed by these developments. Joy Lusenaka psyching up the girls. It's not over until it's over. Kenya Prisons looking to secure one more set to secure a point at least, and ensuring that whoever wins this match will split the points. Already having a point in the bag, a win would give them 2 more points, making it 4 points, while also Pipeline will be tied at 4 points, considering they did win the match against DCI yesterday. A loss would put Prisons Kenya in a bad position, possibly facing it off with the Directorate of Criminal Investigations ladies volleyball team. Joy Lusenaka goes on to serve. Both teams stubborn and not letting either of the teams increase that margin. Joy with that set. Lois, Kasaya, actually Kundu, Pamela, Loreen, and Lois picks it. Pamela, Wavinya, ball is still in play. Atuka hits it out of court. Disappointment written all over her face at the lack of tact in securing that much needed point for Pipeline. Prisons Kenya breaking away, and an error in reception there. Once again, increasing that margin from 10-9 to 11-9. We might be looking at a 5-setter. It's a very possible. The set by Pamela. Still in play. Still in play. Pamela with that swing. Ball is on court. The technical bench feeling the pain of that attack. It did land out of court. Maybe it was too quick. The first referee and second referee having seen it and correcting the judgment of the linesman. Simple. Wavinya. Pamela blocking that ball out, prompting Paul Gitao to call a timeout. Well, we might just be looking at a 5-setter. Kenya Prisons clearly doing all they can to secure this particular point. There it is, Prisons Kenya in the lead. 13 points. Timeout by KPC, who are trailing currently by 4 points at 9 points. Well picked by Kasaya. Atuka trying to kill it, and a wonderful save by Loreen. Pamela stopped by Loreen once again. Such passion, such zeal brought on by Loreen. Securing another point for Kenya Prisons. The ball goes out of play. Joy Lusenaka with an error in service. Rose Magoy with that service. Elizabeth, not quite the reception she wanted. Agrippina saving it. That ball flies out of play with a desperate attempt of Lois Darus to save it. There it is. Was there a touch on that ball? There wasn't. The timeout by Jos Baraza. KPC coming from behind, trailing 5 points to just 2 points now, making it necessary for Jos Baraza to call that timely time out. Remember that these matches are coming to you live from the Moi International Sports Center, KASARANI. We have the fourth and final match of the day between Prisons Kenya, who are coming back trailing 2-0 and taking the fourth set and being in the lead for a better part of the fourth set. Equally, Pipeline Kenya trying as much as they can to secure this set and make sure that they come out with 3 straight points. Wavinya, Agrippina, Atuka, Pamela, desperate attempt. Still Pamela. Laureen stopping Pamela. Once again, Laureen really proving her worth. It might be another surprise. The first one being the match between Kenya Ports Authority and the General Service Unit. There's a net touch. Probably Laureen or Wavinya. Not sure who it is who touched the net. And in comes the experienced Naomi To in place of Pamela Adhiambo. Kasaya on the front court, possibly trusted with the responsibility of getting as many scores as she can through the attacks. Joy with that set. Meldina proving to be unstoppable. Unstoppable Meldina. She has come back stronger, proving her worth. And a service once again by Laureen, who has been impeccable in her blocks and attacks so far. Lois goes out, flying literally out of court. The scores still Kenya Prisons in the lead. Well served, well received. Lois Zepkosgei failing to pick that ball. Pipeline narrowing that margin to just 3 points. Atuka, one of the best servers we have seen so far, going to the service court. Wavinya once again. Magoi trying her best to set that ball. Meldina. Atuka picks it. Will it be a simple tap on the ball? By Lydia, securing that point and closing the margin further to just 2 points behind Prisons. Meldina once again. Meldina is the game maker for Kenya Prisons, as we can see. And a service by Wavinya currently. Lydia once again rises up to the occasion, hitting that ball, making it impossible for Joan Chelagat to stop her. Lois with the service. Wavinya picks it, not so well. Elizabeth saving it. Joy. Meldina. It's a point. Diversifying her ways of making these points, securing that point by a simple dodge. KPC 16, Prisons Kenya 19. To picks it. Kasaya blocked by Joanne Chelagat. and Agrippina failing to pick that rebound. Well, there it is. Still in play. Joy. Still in play. Sandui. Joy. Lois. To picking it. Lois. Simiyu. Wavinya. There's a net touch. There's a net touch. And Kenya Prisons 21. Kenya Pipeline 16. The girls really playing well. Gitao looks like a worried man, having exhausted. And Lydia drilling that ball to the ground, making it 17 for KPC, who are trailing by 4 points against 21 of Prisons Kenya. Pamela sets or jets back in. Not quite composed, the Kenya Pipeline side. Lois with that pick. Joy, the simple tap by the Joanne. Lydia once again picking it. Has to be Pamela. Again, Joy calms it down. Lois, Tarus. Joy picks it. Has to be Tarus. Arrested by Lydia, who's so far giving Prisons a run for their money. Very solid block by Lydia. Again, the score stand at 18 KPC, narrowing that margin to just 3 points. Well picked. A major improvement in the backcourt defense. Pamela seemed to be going out of play. And once again, Medina picked it. Timeout by Jos Baraza. KPC at 19 points. Prisons Kenya 21. KPC only looking for just 3 points. Actually 2 points to equalize and make their dream possible of picking this set and ultimately this match. Joseph anasema vitu hushichanga. Wanjala anasema Jos Baraza, the best coach. Gibson, keeping a teach. Meldina is a game changer. Indeed, she is. Lois attempting to get a touch out. Pamela, it has to be Pamela. And Meldina saves it. Joy finishing it. Pamela once again. Still, Joanne not letting her get those points. Finally, her many attempts bearing fruits. KPC with those 3 consecutive points, just a point behind Kenya Prisons. Pamela Masaisai is back on court. Out steps Lois Tarus. Is it still in play? Still in play. And Agrippina plays it high to get... Is it a block out? It's in. It's in. It's in. Pamela Masaisai. Laura Isigi anasema Meldina would have won Prisons the match against KCB. She would have made a difference. 21-21. Still in play. Joy. Pamela. It's a dodge. A simple one at that. Has to be Pamela. Adhiambo. And the Oilers roaring back to life. They really looked discouraged for a better part of this set, as Prisons Kenya maintained a solid lead. A lead of up to 4 points ahead, having been the first ones to step onto the 20-point mark. Well picked by Wavinya. Pamela. And it's a hit on the head. Some really, really entertaining volleyball here. Daisy Chepkorir feeling Pamela Masaisai's wrath with that powerful hit landing squarely on her head. Shireen steps in for Chelagat to serve. Each team right now tied at 22-22. Remember that this is the last match of the day. Very, very entertaining match. Pamela. Ball is still in play. Who will it be? Lois. Still in play once again. Pamela. Overambitious. Wanting to hit that ball squarely. And very hard on the ground and ending up hitting it right on the net. Disappointment on the faces of Kenya Pipeline and excitement on Kenya Prisons side. Prisons 23, and it does touch the ground. Beautiful play by one Rose Magoi, the skipper for the Pipeline side. Elizabeth Kasaina feeling very happy for Kenya Prisons. Shadrack anasema KPC, the true definition of volleyball mentality. Atuka steps in, and also Sinaida comes in to give. There seems to be a ball lingering around, prompting that call by the referee. Lydia serving. Pamela Atuka. Sinaida trusted with the responsibility of a block. And it's a point. Still in play. And that ball not quite passing over the net. Magoi steps back in. Sinaida's efforts having borne no fruits. Kenya Prisons at set point. They take this point. It's a fifth set decider. KPC. And he serves on the net. A costly mistake by Joy Lusenaka. You don't want to lose a service at this point. Well, the responsibility to take this set for Joy Lusenaka has just increased tenfold. There's a net touch. There's a net touch by Yvonne Wavinya. And KPC at set point. 25 Magoi. Rose at the service. Will this be it? Will we be witnessing yet another set? Elizabeth Lois and the Oilers take it. Excitement. Recognizing how hard fought this set was. Basically this match, they managed to take the first two sets. Kenya Prisons struggled to come back and almost took this to a 5-setter. That error in service coming in at a very bad stage. And the celebration on the Pipeline side, Pamela Adhiambo, so happy about the outcome of this set. Congratulations, Kenya Pipeline, for winning this match. Hard luck really for Prisons Kenya. Some minor mistakes having cost them at a very technical point of the set. There we have it. 3 Kenya Pipeline, 1 Kenya Prisons. 25-16, 25-23 first to set for Kenya Pipeline. And the third set, Prisons took it 25-18. And finally, a 26-24 finish for Kenya Pipeline, who had been struggling from behind and took it. Indeed, a very, very interesting turn of events today at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. We look forward to hosting you once again for the third and final day of these competitions. That is the third, or rather fourth, or rather final match statistics, with 94 points for KPC, 88 a close range by Kenya Prisons. Attacks 50 Kenya Prisons, 55 Kenya Pipeline. Blocks they tie at 11. Service ace 5 for Kenya Pipeline, 2 for Kenya Prisons. Opponents error 24 and just for Kenya Prisons, and just 1 point less, 23 for Kenya Pipeline Company. Kumbuka matangazo haya yanakuja moja kwa moja kupitia Trailblazers Volleyball Club Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sitting with us throughout this very exciting matches. We look forward to sitting with you yet again tomorrow. Please make your way to the Kasarani Indoor Gymnasium for the final day of this competition, where tomorrow we get to find out who will be crowned the 2023 Kenya Volleyball Federation League champions. Have a lovely evening. May God bless you. See you tomorrow. My name is Florence Mora Bosir.